Good morning, dear friends. കഴിഞ്ഞ ക്ലാസ്സിൽ ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞതുപോലെ ഇനി അവശേഷിക്കുന്ന ഒരു പ്രധാനപ്പെട്ട ടോപ്പിക്ക് എൻഡോസ്പേമും അതിൻ്റെ ഡെവലപ്മെൻറ്റുമാണ്. Today we are going to see what is an endosperm, how it is developed, its diversity and its structure. So what is endosperm? Endosperm is the main source of food for the embryo. In gymnosperms, the endosperm is haploid and forms a continuation of the female gametophyte. That means in gymnosperms, haploid is developed from the maternal tissue, from the gametophytic tissue of the mother, so that the tissue is haploid. But in the case of angiosperms, the endosperm is triploid due to the fusion between male nucleus and the diploid secondary nucleus. In them, one male nucleus fertilizes the egg and the other sperm released into the embryo sac fuse with the secondary nucleus and a triploid nucleus is formed, and this is the first cell in the formation of endosperm. So in angiosperms, the endosperm is triploid. In normal case, the endosperm is triploid, but there are conditions where haploid, tetraploid or polyploid endosperms are formed. Generally, the endosperm nucleus divides after the division of a oospore, that means the division of the zygote. But in several cases, the endosperm is formed to a great extent even before the first division of the oospore. So we can say there is no relationship between the division and development of these two independent cells. However, endosperm formation is suppressed in two major angiosperm families. The one is the Orchidaceae and the other is the Podostimonaceae. In orchids, the seeds are very small and cannot germinate without the support of a nutritive symbiont such as fungi due to the absence of endosperm. So this is the representation of the organization of female gametophyte. We can see the fertilization and post-fertilization changes. In the first figure A, we can see two male gametes entering into the embryo sac. One of the male gamete fuse with the egg and the other fuse with the secondary nucleus at the center. In the figure B, we can see the fusion between second male gamete with the secondary nucleus. And in the C, we can see the primary endosperm nucleus, which is triploid. In pictures D and E, we can see the developing young embryo and also the developing endosperm. So we can trace the development of endosperm and classify them on the basis of the pattern of development. There are three types of endosperm in angiosperms. They are nuclear endosperm, cellular endosperm and hilobule endosperm. All these classifications are based on the formation of cells after the division of the primary endosperm nucleus. That means the cell wall formation between the newly formed cells or between the newly formed nuclei after divisions. Let us see one by one. The first one is nuclear type. In nuclear type, the first division and usually several of the following divisions are unaccompanied by the wall formation. That means numerous nuclei are formed without the separating walls. That means it appears as a multi-nucleate condition. The nuclei may either remain free or in later stages they may separated by cell walls. This is the nuclear type. We can see the picture where development of endosperm in A, where the nuclei divide and redivide and without any formation of wall between them. In cellular type, on the other hand, the cell walls are formed between the cells after each division so that a cellular appearance is seen. In the third form, Hylobiyal type, the figure is clear that it is in between these two types, that is in between the cellular type and nuclear type, where the first primary endosperm nucleus divides into two cells and cell wall formation takes place in one and it is free nuclear in the other cell. So this is a mixture or a middle position between these two types, the cellular and nuclear. So we will see the development of all these types in detail. As said, in the nuclear type, the free nuclei, the newly formed nuclei, do not form cell walls immediately. As division progresses, the nuclei are being pushed towards the periphery. Thus, a large central vacuole is formed. Often, the nuclei are especially aggregated at the micropylar and chalazial end and form only thin layer at the sides. Generally, the endosperm nuclei in the chalazial part of the embryo sac have been observed to be larger than those in the micropylar end, and the number of free nuclear divisions varies in different plants. That means the number of divisions which follow the first division of the endosperm nucleus differs in different plants. That means so in some there are 50 or 60 divisions, in some others more than that of divisions. So that much number of nuclei are formed. Similarly, in the case of Cocos nucifera belonging to the family Palmae, the endosperm is said to be a liquid endosperm where primary endosperm nucleus undergo a number of free nuclear divisions, and when the fruit, the coconut, is about 50 mm long, the embryo sac remains filled with a watery fluid which is known as the coconut milk, containing free nuclei and fine cytoplasmic particles. So it is considered as liquid endosperm. But at a later stage, when the fruit becomes mature, when the fruit reaches the size of 100 mm in length, the liquid shows addition to free nuclei, several cells, each enclosing variable number of nuclei. Gradually, these cells and free nuclei set at the periphery of the cavity and form the kernel. So, the kernel of the coconut or coconut water is the endosperm. On maturity of coconut, the endosperm does not have free nuclei or cells, but they deposit one above the other and form an oil-rich kernel. In arecanut, the development endosperm is like that of coconut, but the embryo sac cavity is small and it is completely filled up by the growth of the endosperm, and later it becomes very hard. The nuclear type of endosperm formation is the most common type of endosperm development in angiosperms such as maize, wheat, rice, sunflower, etc. So this is the most common type. But in the case of cellular type, it is the first and most of the following divisions are accompanied by cell wall formation, and thus the sac is divided into several chambers, some of which may contain more than one nucleus. The first wall is usually transverse, but sometimes vertical or oblique divisions may also occur, and the plane of division is not constant. On the base of the orientation of the walls following the first 2 or 3 divisions, this type of endosperm has been further divided into several types, subtypes, but we are not going to such details. If a question is asked on different types of endosperm, you just mention the cellular type, nuclear type and Hylobiyal type. There are sub forms or much diversity of each of these forms. As mentioned earlier, Hylobiyal type is frequently seen in the family of Hylobiyals. This is intermediate between the nuclear division and the nuclear type and cellular type. In this type, the first division is followed by transverse wall surrounding the nuclei, resulting in a micropylar cell and a chelacell cell. Further divisions are generally free nuclear and may be formed by the micropylar chamber only. That means there is no such wall formation is frequent in the micropylar chamber. Not frequent in the chelacell chamber, so that it appears as nucleate. And there are so many examples for the hilobule type. Here the primary endosperm nucleus divides transversely, forming two chambers, a large micropylar and a small chelacell. Free nuclear divisions occur in both but are more rapid in the micropylar chamber. Thus, when 4 nuclei are formed in the chelacell chamber, 8 nuclei are seen in the micropylar chamber. That means the division is more frequent in the case of micropylar chamber. So, there is a difference in the cell wall formation, and also there is a difference in the number of divisions in the endosperm. When the chelacell chamber has 8 nuclei, the micropylar chamber contains 16, and when there are 30 to 32 nuclei in chelacell chamber, the nuclear chamber has considerably a large number of nuclei. Or in older ovules, the chelacell chamber begins to degenerate. So that means the function of endosperm is to nourish the developing embryo. That means the chelacell chamber is utilized first. Finally, when cell formation takes place in the micropylar chamber, the chelacell chamber is almost crushed and shows only a few disorganized cells. That means this difference in the nuclear formation or cell wall formation is a mechanism to ensure the steady supply of food to the developing embryo. So, these are the different types and classification of the endosperms. Thank you.